Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face tutorial using LA Girl products. My CVS just recently got a huge end cap full of all these products, and when I saw it I was so excited. Initially when they put the end cap there I was like, when are you guys going to stock this? Because can I give you my phone number so you can call me? Of course they didn't want to do that. They just said that I had to keep checking in. Well, I checked in for almost 3 weeks and there was nothing. That end cap was sitting there with plastic wrapped around it. There was nothing in the end cap. And finally, one day I walk in, and I didn't even walk into CVS to look for it anymore because I was just so tired of going in there just to look for that. They probably thought I was crazy. But I went in to get a bottled water. That's what I went to go get. But I went in to get a bottle of water and I saw the end cap was full of LA Girl products and I went crazy. And I also had some of those, what are they called? Like reward bucks or something like that. So a lot of this stuff I got discounted, and it's already cheap to begin with. Guys, this is already a really good, reasonably priced product. Okay, so LA Girl is not expensive. So anyway, I picked up quite a few items, and I'm going to be putting them on my face and doing a first impressions for you guys and letting you know what I like and what I don't like. But if you want to see how I got this look with all these LA Girl products, then just keep watching. Okay, so I've already moisturized my skin, and I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Pro Prep HD Definition Smoothing Face Primer. I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger. It looks like that silicone-y type primer. It feels like silky, but not greasy. Feels good. Let me see how well it covered up my pores. Oh, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. All right, so now let's go ahead and I'm gonna do my eyes first. Now let me just tell you guys, I have tried the HD Concealer, the Pro Concealer, and also the HD Pro Corrector. I've tried them in the past, and I didn't really like the concealer, and the corrector was okay, but I went ahead and bought another concealer and another corrector for the sake of this video because I wanted to actually try them out again with the whole makeup line. So let me go ahead and use this. I'm going to use this as my eye base as well. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with this as my eye base, and I'm also going to use it as a concealer today. But like I said, I used it in the past and I was like, I remember not really liking it, but I said, you know what, let me just give it a second chance and try it with the whole makeup line. And I have the color Creamy Beige. So comes in this little tube and it has this little brush at the end. So you squeeze it out. Squeeze it like that. See how it comes out at the tip? So I'm just going to put a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to use this as my eye base. I'm going to go in with this Real Techniques brush. It's the pointed foundation brush, and I'm just going to use that to go over my eyelids. Blending it a little bit with my finger so that I can blend a little bit better. This brush isn't doing that good of a job, but I'll use it just to place it on there. I've already done my eyebrows, but I'll go in with them in a bit. I did not get an eyebrow pencil from LA Girl. I don't even think they had one. So I went ahead and did my eyebrows, and I'll show you guys what I used, or I'll list it down below. Either way, you guys will see what I used. Okay, so I got this LA Girl Pro Powder HD High Definition Setting Powder, and I'm gonna actually set my eyelids with this. Comes with a little, like a little puffer type sponge. So it's like this. I'm just gonna put a little bit in there, and then I'm gonna take this Real Techniques brush and just kind of brush it all over my eyelid to set that base. Okay, so I purchased 2 eyeshadow palettes. And I purchased the Eye Luxe Mesmerizing eyeshadow palettes in Tranquilize and Urbanize. They look like this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use both of them. I'm going to actually go in with Urbanize, and I'm going to use a couple of those shades for my transition colors. And then I'm going to go in with the next palette, the Tranquilize palette. I'm going to go in with this Sonia Kashuk tapered brush. It's just like a fluffy brush. And I'm going to go in with this color right here. And I'm going to use that in my crease. Oh, that's a nice color. Ooh, and I didn't need that much, guys. That's nice. This is a great transition color, guys. And it's really blending well. It's not taking any effort at all. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, I'm gonna take that same brush and I'm gonna actually go into this color here, and I'm also gonna put that in my crease. Oh yeah, these are nice. Ooh, I should have got more. These are so nice. They're blending in together so nicely. And I don't see any fallout with these shadows. I'm gonna go into this color right here. And I'm going to actually use it on my brow bone. And I'm going to go in with this. It's just a Up and Up brand brush from Target. Now this brow bone color is not that highly pigmented, but I'm okay with that because it's very cream white and I just don't want it to be like stark white on my brow bone. So it looks really nice and soft, so it's not bad. I'm gonna go in with the Tranquilize palette. It's this one. And I'm gonna use, I'm actually gonna go into this color here, the teal one. And I'm going to use a MAC 217 to actually go into my crease with that. And I'm going to bring it down on the corner here. Go all the way into that crease and bring it on the corner right here. Now this is a pretty color, but guys, it's not that pigmented. I really thought it was going to be more pigmented than that. So I'm just building it up. Building it up helps it gain a little bit more pigmentation. So I like that. I like that you can build it up. At first it goes on very lightly, but I don't mind having to go back in and get more color, get more product, and build it up. It's actually not that bad. It's a very pretty color. See, just build that up like that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and take the same brush and I'm going to go into the darker teal color right here. And I'm going to go into my crease with that. And I'm probably going to bring it, I think I'm going to go ahead and bring it down too. So I'm just going to go right here, just on the corner. Nice. Really pretty. Now this one is very pigmented, guys. Ooh, that's really nice. I'll clean up the edges once I get ready to do my foundation. And this is such a beautiful color. Now I'm going to have to take this brush here and kind of blend that edge out. It is a little bit powdery, but once you blend it, just like I am now, I don't think you're going to have any problem with it. It's really pretty. Guys, that doesn't look bad at all. I really like these palettes. Man, they're nice. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and take this yellow that's in the palette, and I'm going to actually put that in my inner, just the inner part of my lid, just right here in the corner where I'm missing some product. So, and I'm using that same brush from Up and Up that I used for my brown bone. And just put that in the corner there. Oh, the yellow's a bit powdery and it's not as pigmented. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye, but I think I'm going to add something over this. Yeah, it's way too powdery. I'm going to use this Makeup by Shayla. I know this is not LA Girl, it's supposed to be all LA Girl, but I really don't like the yellow in that palette. So I'm just going to use this Makeup by Shayla palette by Maybelline. I'm going to go in with this yellow color here. And I'm going to use that same brush. Oh yeah, way better. Now I'm using it and I'm going just kind of like almost halfway in, and then I'm going to come back without adding any product on the MAC 217, and I'm just going to brush it, like blend it in the middle there together. Just so everything blends in beautifully. That's it for that. Go ahead and brush out my lashes. Get some of the powder off of them. Let me go ahead and take this brush and just kind of blend everything together. Go ahead and take a makeup wipe and clean the edges off. Just okay, so that's it for the eyes. I've already cleaned the edges off, and we're gonna go ahead and start on the face. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the Orange Corrector by LA Girl. I'm gonna put that in the areas where I feel I need a little more coverage and some correcting done. So this is what it looks like. It's also got this squeezy tube and it's got the little brush at the end. And I'm just gonna place that on areas. Oops. I didn't put that much because I remember when I used it before and I put way too much on, it just looked horrible. It was like orange and blotchy and it's just too thick. So it's a very thick product, so be careful. You only need a little bit. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and use a beauty sponge and I'm just gonna go ahead and press that into the skin. Got some on my nose. I know it looks crazy, but we're gonna cover it with the foundation. Okay, so for foundation, I got the colors Nude Beige and Warm Beige. I'm not really sure which one is going to go. So I'm gonna open both of them and then just kind of sample them on my hand. Okay, Nude Beige was a little too light. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with Warm Beige. And on one side, I'm gonna use a beauty blender to see how I like it. And on the other side, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with a Morphe M439 brush. So I'm just gonna put like one pump on the back of my hand. And then I'm gonna go ahead and dab that onto my face. So on this side, I'm going to use my Revlon Beauty Sponge. Oh, wow. One layer provides a lot of coverage. Ooh, that's such a pretty color. You see that? It provides quite a bit of coverage. Well, I like that one layer, but I think I'm gonna go in with two, but we're gonna go ahead and start with the brush on this side. And I like to press the product into my face and then I blend. I think I like the Beauty Blender better than the brush. It doesn't look bad, I just feel like this actually blended it in better into the skin. Yeah, I feel the Beauty Blender blended better into the skin. So I'm gonna go in with the second layer and I'm gonna use the Beauty Blender. And just one pump. And I really don't think I'm gonna need the whole pump. Yeah, I'm not gonna need the whole pump. I'm gonna go in with the beauty sponge. Oh, I really like how this looks on the skin, guys. It's beautiful. And I really didn't think it was gonna be, I thought it was gonna feel a little thick on the skin, but it doesn't. It feels nice. I will be doing a full test of this, a wear test, where I use different primers. But so far, first impression, it just looks beautiful. I love it. I love the way that it looks on the skin. It doesn't look cakey. This looks really nice. And I didn't need that whole pump. The second pump, I only used probably a pump and a half. So let's go ahead and go in with concealer. And I'm using that creamy beige concealer for my under eyes. I'm just gonna squeeze a little bit out and place it underneath the eyes. And I think I put too much on this eye, but I'm gonna blend it all out. I'm gonna use my Revlon Beauty Sponge. Oh, I don't like this concealer at all. It accentuates my fine lines bad. And it really doesn't give any kind of brightness to the eyes. I really don't like the concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and keep it on and try to set it. I'm gonna set it with that Pro powder that I actually set my eyelids with. I'm going to use this Real Techniques contour brush. I'm just going to use this to set my under eyes. I'm just going to, got a little product in the cap there. Nope, I don't like the concealer does not have enough coverage for me. And it really looks drying on my under eyes. So far I don't like the concealer. Okay, so let's go ahead and I guess I'm gonna go ahead and set my face using that same brush with this HD powder. I'm just gonna set areas of my face, my T-zone. It seems like when I'm looking at my face in the mirror, it seems like the foundation has actually somewhat faded on my skin because I can see a little bit of my imperfections peeking through, and before it looked like it was completely full coverage, but I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it looks like it's just kind of like faded a little bit. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into setting the face with this long-lasting oil controlling powder. It has a mattifying finish for a radiant look. It helps cover blemishes and imperfections. It's paraben and fragrance free, and it has a mirror and a sponge, and it looks like this. And I got it in the color medium beige. Hopefully it'll give me a little more coverage. Because like I said, it looks like the foundation's fading on my skin. I don't know why, but it does. It looks so pretty going on. This is what it looks like. And it looks like this. It has this little mirror. Oops. Has a little mirror. And then it has this sponge that I probably won't use. I'll use a powder brush. I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. powder brush. And I'm going to set my face. Powder feels nice. It gives me a little bit more coverage. But it feels nice. I'll probably use this powder on its own with the other foundations. It's really nice. It doesn't look cakey either. Okay, so they didn't have, I didn't really see a bronzer, so I went ahead and got another one of these, but I got it in the color True Bronze. It's a little bit darker, just so that I can bronze my face up a little bit. Okay, so here's what the bronze color looks like. It's a little bit darker. So I'm gonna take this Real Techniques blush brush and I'm gonna use that to bronze my skin. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, I like this. I love this color. It's nice. And it blends really nicely. Okay, I got a few, oh my gosh, I forgot to use the contour cream. I meant to use this. I forgot. I really wanted to use this. I'm so mad that I didn't see it. I have too much stuff on this desk. Anyway, I'll go ahead and use it at a later time and then let you know. But it's the LA Girl Pro Contour Cream. So that would have been perfect. Ugh, so mad. Anyway, let's go ahead and I've got 4 blushes. These 4 colors here. And I think I'm gonna go in with a more, let's see. I think I'm gonna go in with this one. It's called Just Natural. And see how that works out. And if I need a little more color, I'll go in with one of the other ones. But let me just go ahead and tell you which ones I got. I got Just Glowing. I got Just Bare. And I got Just Playful. So those are the colors that I got. But I'm gonna go in with Just Natural. This is what the color looks like. It's a beautiful kind of peachy tone color. And I'm gonna use this Real Techniques contour brush, the one I used to set my eyes. I'm gonna actually use that for my blush. Ooh, that's pretty. Ooh, those are nice and pigmented. Well, this one is. I haven't opened the other ones. Ooh, that's just pretty. Ooh, I like that. I hope you can see it on camera. And that was Just Natural. Such a pretty color. Okay, so for highlight, I have this, it's called LA Girl Strobe Light Strobing Powder. And it's in the color 80 Watt. Looks like this. I'm gonna take this MUA Professional Fan Brush and use that with the highlighter. And it looks like a golden peachy highlight. We'll see how it looks on the skin. It's not coming off too well. It's a very subtle highlight. I don't know if you can see it, but it's super subtle. It's gonna be one of those everyday highlights, which is not bad. I mean, you know, if you don't want to use something so blinding, this is a great highlighter to go for. It's pretty. It's just very subtle. But I like it. It's pretty. Okay, for lips, I got the Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Liner in the color Nonstop Nude. And then I got the LA Girl Matte Flat Velvet Lipstick in the color Snuggle. So I'm gonna use these two. It looks like this. Put that on my lips. This is super creamy, y'all. And it's such a nice nude lip color. Here's a Snuggle lipstick, and it's just this nude tone, kind of like brown nude. It doesn't really feel like one of those matte lipsticks that makes your lips very dry. It feels pretty nice. I'm gonna go ahead and do my bottom lashes, and I'm gonna go in with, I'm just gonna use this Stila number 30. It's like a double-ended brush. I'm gonna use this pencil brush here. And I'm gonna go in with that color that we first started with. The concealer already started creasing even with the setting powder. That concealer does not like me. But these eyeshadows do, they're so nice. So I'm gonna go in with the green, this one here. Put that on the bottom lash line. Blending it into that brown. Kind of closer to the lash line. And then I'm going to go in with that dark green. I'm going to go in a little bit closer to the lash line with that color. Yeah, that's pretty. I'm going to go ahead and use just this sample that I got by Juice Beauty. It's a mascara. I'm just going to use that on the bottom lashes. This is a very light mascara. It's not giving me any kind of major color on my bottom lashes, which I need. So I'm glad it's just a sample and I didn't buy it. Let me go ahead and do my hair and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. And let me just go over some of these items that I really liked, and I'll show you the ones that I didn't. As a first impressions video, I want to just lay it all out there and tell you what I liked and what I didn't like. So let's go ahead and look at the blushes. The Just Natural blush I loved. I cannot wait to use the other three, but it's highly pigmented, it's very soft, creamy. It's just a great blush and it just looks beautiful on the cheeks. It's just gorgeous. I love that. The Strobe Light powder, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more highlight, that just gives a little more highlight, then I would go with something different, like the Milani highlighting powder. This strobing powder, it's a little bit, it has a lot of fallout when you use it, and it's just not, it just doesn't go on like I want my highlighters to go on. It is a nice highlighter, but it's not one of my favorite highlighters. The Pro Face powders, the True Bronze and the Medium Beige, these powders were excellent. I loved them. They're very soft on the skin. They blend beautifully. I love the True Bronze for bronzing my face. So I love the powders. Now the Pro Concealers, in the concealer, which I had Creamy Beige, and then the corrector, the orange corrector, these were not my favorites. This actually creased while I was doing my makeup, and it also accentuated my fine lines. I did set it with the setting powder and it did not help. So it just looks really drying under my eyes and it just didn't work for me. This here is supposed to be a corrector, and correctors are usually supposed to cover up your imperfections. This one did not do as good of a job. So I'm not going to keep these. I'm actually going to take these back because they did not work for me. Now the LA Girl Pro Powder, This is not a bad setting powder. It doesn't go on white on the skin. It's translucent, so it looks really nice on the skin. It doesn't look bad at all. It didn't like cake up or make my makeup cake up at all. So I don't think it's a bad setting powder. I don't think that I would use this under my eyes because it did not set that concealer like I wanted it to. But as far as just an all over setting powder all over my face, I don't think it's a bad setting powder, and I liked it. So now the matte lipstick and the lip liner, I loved both of these. These went on so creamy. This one went on really, really nice, this liner, and it's just a beautiful color. And then this one, it doesn't feel matte. It looks matte, but it doesn't feel drying on the lips. So I really like this matte lipstick. I'm gonna go and check out more colors, but like I said, this one was really nice. It went really well with this lip liner, and I like both of these. The eyeshadows were excellent. They're so good. Now this yellow is the only one that didn't work for me, but the other colors, they just blend beautifully, guys. They don't blend like choppy. They're easy to work with. They blend with other colors beautifully. I really like these. I love the pigmentation of this green that's here. This one you had to work with a little bit. You had to bring on a little bit more of the product onto your eyes, you know, little by little, and it worked well after a few applications. But these are really good, guys. For the price, they're really, really good. And I'll list all the prices down below of each item that I purchased. The LA Girl Pro Prep Primer, I didn't mind this primer. It is a silicone type primer, and I didn't mind it. When I put it on, it did kind of smooth out my pores a little bit. It wasn't like major, like a major drastic change in my pores, but it didn't look bad. And looking at it now, the foundation actually laid really well on this primer. I really like this primer. I think it's a good primer. So, and for the price, it's not too bad. The last thing I want to mention is the foundation, and I used the color Warm Beige. I think Warm Beige was the perfect color for me right now. I am a little self-tanned. I just self-tanned this morning, so if it looks kind of weird, that's why I look way darker on my neck. But I did self-tan, and so this one is a really good color for me. So, well, let me just say this. It went on with 2 layers like it was going to be full coverage, like full on full coverage, and that it was going to stay that way. And looking in the mirror, I noticed that I can see a little bit of my imperfections peeking through. So to me, that's not a real full coverage foundation. I think that this is a great medium coverage, and it is buildable if you have slight imperfections. Initial impression, it goes on really beautifully. It is a medium to buildable coverage. So far, it looks pretty on the skin. Even though those imperfections are peeking through, it still looks really nice on the skin. It's laying beautifully on the skin. And I set it with the High Definition Pro Powder. It doesn't look cakey. It doesn't accentuate my pores. It's not even gone into my creases right here, my laugh lines, or even my forehead lines here. I don't know throughout the day if that's gonna happen, because I do move my eyebrows and I do smile, and you know, I do normal things that normal people do. So it could actually settle in at a later time. But as a first impression, it's a good foundation. Now, this is the end of my video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you like this type of video where I'm using a, one line. LA Girl is new to me as far as all of their foundations and their eyeshadows and things like that. But it's not a bad line. It is a great line to have in your collection because number one, it's very reasonable, and number two, there's a lot of great products in this line. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, bye.